Are you so excited to be here with Madison? That was a nice entrance.
Was it?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always awkward when I walk. Thank you. Oh, thanks.
Oh, how sweet. Guys, thank you so much for being here, and thank you, Madison, for being here. We're so excited
thanks for
to talk
having
to you about
me.
Dead and your upcoming music and everything like that.
Thanks.
What'd you guys think of that little lyric video? Are you into it? You like Dead?
Yeah, thanks.
Let's talk about the song, and how did you go about writing it, and what was the inspiration for it?
Honestly, funny enough, it actually came from like a meme, which sounds really stupid, but it did. There was like a photo that the writer and I saw of a little boy like sitting like this, and he was like, and it says, when your ex says he couldn't live without you and you see him breathing. So to me, we were like, that's actually such a genius concept, because everyone's been told like, I can't live without you, or they've said to somebody, oh my God, I'm not gonna ever be able to live without you, and then they end up breaking up and you end up obviously surviving and being fine. So it's kind of like just an age-old saying that everyone said, and we kind of just took it and brought it to life, I guess.
That's really cool. What's your writing process like? How do you, this came out from a meme, but how do you usually go about, exploring topics in music?
Honestly, my writing has just become like something that I've loved to do over the past like 6 months. Like I never really had an interest in it. It was not something that I thought I was good at or that I could do. And a lot of my friends are like big successful writers, so I was always just not gonna touch something that I knew all my friends were super good at and I was like not probably so good at. But I've been playing with writing music since I was really young. So for me it was just like, why not? And then I started getting more into it and just realizing that there's no structure to it, there's no rules, you could kind of do whatever you want. So just being able to like explore anything or feeling a certain way. Like the other day my friend texted me and I literally just got a whole song out of like this one text that he sent me, and it was just, stuff like that just always kind of works out well. So it's just like knowing that there's no rules behind it and you could kind of write about whatever you want.
Yeah, do you find as like a singer and a performer that creative process of writing is more inspiring for you to sing kind of your own lyrics and have somebody give you a song?
100%. I mean, it's way more emotional, and it's definitely like there's an attachment to it. Like the song I did the other day that I'm like obsessed with and I can't wait for everyone to hear is just literally about this one text. And it wasn't even the text, it was literally just seeing the kid's name on my phone that made me like get in my feels. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this and run with this. And I just started, and it was me and this other writer, so I just started like talking about this kid that I like and talking about, our relationship and stuff. And she just pulled so much from it, and we were just able to like elaborate on the situation, even though it came from literally nothing. But sometimes I'll like sit down at a computer or my keyboard in my room and I'm like, okay, write a song right now, you have to. And then I'm like, okay, there's literally nothing for me to write about, I'm not inspired at all. And then I'll be out at a party and I'll see someone like run into an Uber and I'm like, oh my God, I have an idea. Like I need to go home and write a song right now. So it's just random. It's like whenever I feel inspired.
So when will this new song that you're talking about be released?
Honestly, I hope really soon. And I know I always say soon and my fans want to strangle me when I say it, but I really like this one. I'm very obsessed with, so it's kind of like I just want it out. So hopefully I can finish it up when I get back to LA in like 2 weeks and put it on out. So
fun.
Yeah.
So let's talk about future music, because there's been rumors that you're going to have an album or maybe an EP before that. So what is the truth behind this new music coming?
I wish I could tell you. I really don't know. Is the problem is like I want an album really badly. That's what I want to put out. But I feel like the bigger the project is, the longer it's going to take to make, obviously. So I'd rather put something out first and then have an album come out. But I probably, because I'm very like stubborn and really want an album, it'll probably be an album, but maybe an EP first. But if it's an EP, it'll still be a big EP, like 6-song, whatever. So there's definitely going to be new music, and September's like my goal. So
awesome.
Praying that that's when.
And your vibe's kind of like RMB pop. Is that what you kind of want to stick to, or
it's kind of going even more like left field, like a little even more R&B towards, Amy Winehouse is one of my like major idols, Rihanna, like all those girls. So I've always been drawn to that kind of music. So I want to stay in that lane more. Like Dead was kind of like my foot in the door, and to show people that that's the kind of music I like to make, and that's where I want to go with my stuff.
Yeah, who are some of the people that inspire you now whose music's out on the radio that you hear a song and you're like, this is amazing, I want something like this?
I think Lorde will always be one of my favorites. Like she just continuously like blows my mind with her writing abilities, and she's just so cool, and she's not afraid to do anything that people are going to be like, this is so beyond weird. I forget what song it is, but there's literally a song where it just starts with her singing one note a cappella like for like 30 seconds, and it's just so cool, and I love stuff like that. And it for me as an artist and someone that's so into art and music, it's like an appreciation. It's awesome to see someone that big take risks that way, you know, because everyone's kind of like doing similar things and putting out the same poppy records, but there's always people out there that are going to vibe with what you're doing. So I think she's dope, and seeing her at Coachella was really fun. I was like screaming. I was like, I love you. Like, it was crazy. I loved it. It was so good.
Oh, I love it. Were you at Coachella just watching other acts
Yeah,
before?
I was. One of my friends was performing, Marshmello, was performing Sunday night, so I kind of went like to go see him originally, and then it was my first Coachella. And I didn't really know what to expect because it's like this holy event that everyone's like, oh my God, Coachella. And it's actually not as fire as it looks on Instagram. Like, it's kind of just like a festival. It's cool, but the lineup I thought was great. I loved seeing Kendrick. I think Kendrick, Lord, and Marshmello were like my favorites of the weekend. Yeah.
Well, Lauren's great too, because I'm sure she's an inspiration in other ways because she started out so young. I think she was 16 when her first album came out.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Is it hard being in an industry where you're young, or do you find that it's easier because you can really like explore with who you want to be?
No, I think it's really difficult. I mean, I got signed when I was like barely 13, so I have literally grown up in front of all my fans and in front of my followers and stuff. So it's been difficult navigating life under a microscope at such a young age. But, you know, I don't complain. It's like a blessing. I love my fans and I love everyone. But it's hard, you know, you make mistakes as a teenager without a following and stuff. And it's kind of just like in your hometown or in your family. But like for me, it's a whole thing on the internet. And it's like, you know, everyone like attacks, and it's like, you know, people don't realize that I'm still only 18 and I'm going to make mistakes like every person does. And if you follow any 18-year-old around with a camera, you're probably going to catch some things on videotape. So,
but that's what it is being a teenager. And we were talking a little bit about this backstage, how, you know, you have so many social media followers and you have so many people who look up to you or follow you and your photos and your music. But how do you go about like being a role model and showing people that like it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to be a teenager, and I'm gonna do it too? So
I mean, you know, it's hard because any time that anything has happened in the public that's been a mistake that's small or big or whatever it might be, you know, I get attacked for it and I get yelled at, and it's like people kind of forget that I'm a human being at the end of the day, and I'm not just like an Instagram profile or just a singer. So, you know, I try to show my fans and show anyone that, oh, there goes my bracelet, show anyone that looks up to me that, you know, I'm not a robot and you don't have to be either, and you're allowed to make mistakes in life, and that's the only way you're ever going to learn. If your life was perfect from the second you were born, you're never going to, you know, grow or change or learn from things. So I'm grateful for any mistake that I've made or anything, because I feel like not only do I grow as a person, but my fans grow with me. And like, I've had some fans that have literally been part of my fan base since I was 12, since they were 12, and we're like almost 19 now, and we're all like, you know, it's just nice. It's really nice that I've, like you said, like there's ups and downs between being so young and growing up in the industry, and then because, you know, I get to grow with them. It's nice.
it is nice.
Yeah.
Let's talk about when you were 12 years old and being discovered. Were you always passionate about singing? Was it something that you had always done?
Yeah.
From when you were younger?
Yeah, like literally from the second I was born, I was always in front of a camera and singing, and in summer camp, I was always in the plays and stuff. I always loved to perform.
That's great. And then was it a shock when you saw that Justin Bieber retweeted your YouTube video, and then from there it was just kind of like a whirlwind?
Honestly, like, no, because I didn't think it was real. Like, I didn't think that it was him. I don't really know how to explain it, because obviously seeing a verified account that is Justin Bieber that retweeted you, you know that it's real. But I just kind of didn't fathom that, because he was like my idol. I was obsessed with him at the time. So you know, it was kind of just like, there's no way that this is real. But then obviously once I found out that it was, and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. That's when it all was just like, why me, kind of. That's how I felt. I was like, it was such an honor, but it was also just like, there's so many millions of people that he could have like picked out of a YouTube channel that could be sitting here right now. And it's just, you know, it's nice that he gave me a chance and put me on like that.
Of course, and like you now have a chance, like what Carly Rae Jepsen had too, where Bieber helped her along.
Yeah, exactly.
it's nice to see other artists sharing other artists' work.
Yeah, I mean, and I do that a lot. Like I always tweet my fans and stuff, like when they do covers of my song or even just videos, like I'm always kind of just supporting them and being like, oh my god, this sounds so good, just because, you know, it was such a good feeling to get validation from somebody that I idolize, and, you know, hoping that these girls that tweet their covers at me, like, I feel like they probably idolize me, so it's, you know, it's a privilege that I have to be able to give them that validation that what they're doing is good and that they should keep going in that direction.
Is it weird to be like in the music industry? I guess you know no different, but you know, social media wasn't always around, and YouTube wasn't always around, and it's funny that like, even Bieber was discovered on YouTube.
Yeah.
How it gives, you know, people these options to find talent.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think there's a lot of good and upsides about social media. I think there's a lot of parts to it that are positive, that give people a platform to be themselves, and they could find other people that are like them, and it's given a lot of communities a voice that they wouldn't have had otherwise, and a lot of people would have felt alone if they didn't have social media. But, you know, there is a lot of problems I have with social media as well. I think there's like not enough bullying, monitoring online, and there's not enough hate monitoring, and I know it's very hard to sit on Twitter and like delete accounts that say certain things, but I feel like a lot of bad things could be prevented if like it was taken a little more seriously. Because I always say it takes like one tweet for people to realize that something's serious. I don't really know how to explain it, but like, you know, it only takes so much to push someone over the edge. So I just kind of think it's important that people pay more attention to the fact that it's serious, and you don't want to be that one tweet or like thinking, oh, this isn't, no, she's never going to see this or he's never going to see this. And then like the next thing you know, you're like, whoa, yeah, I added to that.
Have you found a way to kind of like silence the haters a little bit, or just kind of look past it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely have found a way to look past it. You know, I still think it's important to be able to defend yourself. A lot of people always are like, no, you should never pay attention to them. You should never give in to them. That's what they want. But I still think it's important to be able to defend yourself, because, you know, I always try to tell my fans that like you could stand up to bullies and you could defend yourself. I mean, obviously there's a line that should be drawn. You don't have to sit and bicker with someone that hates you for no reason, whatever, like they can move on with their lives. But if there's someone that has an opinion about you that you feel is not correct, I feel like you're allowed to. I always get hate on for people being like, you pay too much attention to the haters, but it's not like I'm paying attention. I'm just showing people that you're allowed to stand up for yourself, and yeah, you're allowed to tell them what's good if they don't know what's good. So yeah, that's really just it.
Well, it's good that you have a good friend base too, because backstage you're pointing to all these people on the wall, their portraits, and you're like, oh, I'm friends with their son. Oh,
yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities' kids is kind of like my friend group.
That's fun.
Oh, stop it, all of you.
And so are you dating any of these famous celebrity kids?
Oh,
you know, there's been some news out there.
No, I'm not. I'm very much single and not ready to mingle. I'm very like focused right now on my career, and I just, you know, I'm just 18, just trying to navigate my life, and I'm having fun, and, you know, there's obviously boys that I like, can crush on and stuff, but I don't know. I'm very much single, though. Yes, I'm very single.
So we saw these pictures of you and Brooklyn Beckham, who's a very good-looking guy. He's a very good-looking guy. But you were saying backstage, like, you're 18, he's 18. Yeah. You guys, they're just having fun.
It's funny. Our birthdays are actually, like, the same day, which is pretty crazy and cute. Yeah. No, Brooklyn I've known Brooklyn for years. We've been really close. And, like, just as we've gotten older and I'm, like, newly out of a long relationship, you know, we definitely are like crushing on each other, but we're both very busy, and I just think it's like, I don't know, man. We're just like, he's great though. He's a cutie. He's literally one of my best friends, which is hard because now every time I'm seen with him, people are like, oh my god, they're boyfriend and girlfriend. But like, it's really, we're seriously best friends. Like, we hang out almost every day with our whole group of friends in LA together, and he's moving to New York soon, so it's just kind of like we're just having fun right now, and rumors are gonna get started, and I don't know. And I also have like a big double standard issue. Like, I always am very vocal about my issue with double standards and how a guy could be seen with like 50 girls and not be said a word about, and then the girl is seen with one, and it's like, oh my god, she's this, she's that. So I kind of like having this go on just so I could be able to be like, look, this is what I'm trying to say, is that you guys are all attacking me when I've only had one boyfriend my entire life, and you know, and people are like, there's no way you've only had one boyfriend. I'm like, I was almost like basically 14 when I started dating my ex-boyfriend. It's like, how many boyfriends do you think I had before that? It's kind of just like, I try to just be a voice for like slut shaming and body shaming and all that stuff, because I go through that every single day, and I always try to like make sure my fans know that it's never okay. And you also have no idea what goes on behind closed doors. You know, half the people that like people attack are like, oh my God, like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's so many boys that people idolize that like if you only knew what went on, you'd probably be like, whoa. So it's like, but you know what I mean? Don't like attack a girl just because you see one photo of her and a guy in public, and then, you know, you have no idea what this person's doing behind closed doors with this person. So I don't know. I'm also very open with my fan base. Like, we're all very close, and I don't feel like I have to hide anything from them. And me and Brooklyn very easily could go through the back of places, or we could do whatever. But like, I'm not sneaky, and I don't lie to exactly. And that's what I say. And people are like, oh no, you guys are definitely dating. But like, he's moving to New York in like 2 weeks, and it's just like, it's not really realistic. So
you know what? Do you, girl? You're gonna have tons of boyfriends. You're only 18, right?
Thanks. Yes. No, I agree. I think I'm like allowed to live my life and have fun and, you know, do as I please.
For sure. And so what is your process now? You said you want to stay single and focus on your music. What's next for you?
I don't even like want to stay single. That's not even my like, that's my thing is I just want to do whatever, like wherever the wind blows me is my thing. Is like, I know that sounds ridiculous, but like, I don't ever have a thing on life that's like, okay, you cannot date someone right now. But like, if it's a situation that's just gonna be upsetting, like having someone that I really like move out of the state, that's gonna just be even more emotional for me. But if I find a guy that I like, I'm not like opposed to dating. And I also am the kind of girl that likes to have like a boy. I'm not the kind of girl that likes to just like go and do and whatever. I like to have my man. Yeah, stability.
Do you find that's important, like being, you know, kind of in the spotlight, is to have someone who's always got your back and is in?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have to be really careful with people, and, you know, a lot of people have different motives behind things, and it's hard to wean through them sometimes and figure out, even like friend-wise, you know, I've lost a lot of friends and a lot of people that I thought loved me and I thought cared about me, and, you know, it's like been emotional and hard to see people's true colors. But at the end of the day, like I said, like a lot of people have alter motives behind why they're friends with me or why they want to be seen out and whatever. So, you know, I just got to be careful. And that's another hard thing about growing up in the industry. It's like, it's really difficult to see through a lot because some people are really good at pretending to be your friend.
But how did it feel to come back? Because New York's like your hometown. You're from Long Island, right?
Yeah.
Do you have like a support system here? I know your mom and I'm sure you have friends.
My mom, my brother, my dad, my cousins, everyone lives in New York. Like my whole family is still here. And I did obviously grow up here, so all my friends that I grew up with from birth are out here still. But, you know, it's just like, it's hard. We're kind of on like really different paths. Like they're all going to college next year, and I'm like buying my own apartment, and, you know, like I'm not home for more than 3 days at a time. And it's like, we live just different lives. So it's kind of difficult to like sit down and have a conversation with them. Cause it's like, oh, what are you guys doing? Like, oh, we're packing up to go to college and we're going to be in a dorm. And I'm like, oh, I'm having like a board meeting later. And I'm, you know, it's like, it's just hard to, it's different. That's another thing that's, you know, it's emotional. It's hard, but it's like I was here last time I was home was prom and graduation. And I was just like, in my bed crying, like eating brownies. I was like, oh, I'm so sad. I missed my whole high school life. But, you know, then my mom was like, you didn't miss. It's just you went somewhere else. Like your life took a different path. And I'm sure if I was still in high school and doing all this stuff, I'd be like, oh my God, I want to be in LA doing singing or whatever. So, you know, the grass is always greener on the other side. But it's still hard to see, you know, your friends that you grew up with, like have a new chapter together. And I'm just still like here.
You will definitely have a chapter too that you will grow from and learn from. I mean, being in the industry, you kind of grow up faster than you'd expect. So
definitely faster than a lot of people. It's funny. My mom saw one of my good friends the other night, and she was like talking to her boyfriend. She's like, "Can you believe that girl's the same age as Madison? Like, it's just crazy how mature." I guess my mom like looks at me as just, you know, seeing all my friends still, because she still lives in Long Island. It's like I said, we just live like really, really different lives. And it's definitely hard because all my friends are older now, and all my friends are like getting engaged and having kids, and I'm like, I'm 18 still, so I can't be doing all that.
Yet,
I'm like, I can't be doing all that. So it's like, I don't know, it's difficult, and it's you know, it's hard, but I I have my fans that, you know, keep me through it, and they help me out. So
Well, I think you're doing a great job, and be you, girl. Don't change.
thank you. Yeah.
So one lesson from a 20-something-year-old. I'm not going to tell you how old. I want to open it up to your fans so they can ask you some questions. So who's first?
Hi.
Hey.
Do I stand up?
Yeah, sure.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm saying yeah, but I don't even know.
I want to know how you like living on your own in LA, having your own apartment. Not
Good
living.
question. Honestly, I'm gonna attempt to put this bracelet on with one hand, but honestly, okay, it's not gonna happen. I was really scared. I'm very the kind of person that like one day I need to be with people. Like my friends always make fun of me, and they're like, you only want to hang out with me because you're just lonely and you are like bored and need friends with you. And I'm like, yeah, you're actually 100% correct. Like I need people with me all the time. But then it's also really nice being able to just like be alone and have my alone time. And a lot of people always ask me like, is it scary? Like, if you hear something at night, are you like freaked out? But it's kind of, I know it sounds really messed up and weird. It's kind of like nice though, because it makes you just feel like mature. And I'm like, you know, this is what life is, and this is what my reality is. So it's like whatever. And I love it though. It's been nice. And I have friends with me all the time. Like I have people with me almost 24/7. So I'm alone, but not really alone. Also, my mom has an apartment like 3 floors above me. So I'm kind of like alone, but not alone. But it's been nice. It's definitely made me feel a lot more mature. And I'm like, called my mom the other day. I'm like, Mom, Chase is harassing me. I don't know what to do. They want my bills paid. I don't know how to pay bills. I'm like, help me. Like, what do I do? So it's like, it's just been weird, like realizing that I'm growing up in a way, you know, don't have mommy to do my laundry anymore. I've just, you know.
Hashtag adult life.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Been crazy.
Hi, my name is Brian, and my question is, what are like the messages you're gonna try to put out behind the music you're gonna release in the future?
Fire, get your questions, guys. Love. A lot of it happens subconsciously, which is crazy. But a lot of my messages behind my music has been like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I have a song called Rare that the whole message behind it is like, I don't need you to tell me I'm rare. Like I know what I am and I know how special I am. And if you can't recognize that, then that's your fault. And go shoo. So it's like, you know, it's kind of like that's my message behind everything now has been just like, I know how good I am, and if you don't, then that's your problem, and that's it. And like that's what I want my fans to always feel. Like I want them to play these songs and just be like, I'm the shit. I don't need you. Bye. Go ahead. You know? Anyone else?
I like it. Who's next? Here we go.
Hi. When can we expect your music video for Dead to come out?
Oh, jeez. This is it's a real hard one because it's really just because I haven't found a cut that I've been obsessed with, and I just feel like anything I put out now, I just want you guys to like love. So soon. It's gonna be actually really soon. I like my management's like forcing me to release it. No, I'm just kidding. They're not. They are, but they're not. Like they're like just trying to convince me that it's great, and they're like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just go do it. It's fine. You'll love it. And it's starting to grow on me because I've played it for a few of my friends, and I'll show it to you after if you want to see it. But they were like, oh my God, like you have to put it out. It's really, really good. You have to put it out. So I'm slowly being okay with it. But yeah, I'll show it to you guys after, and you guys can see it.
Little sneak peek.
Yeah, a little sneak.
We have time for one more. Here we go.
Okay. Hi, I'm Esther. Other than music, do you want to dedicate yourself to anything else, like modeling, acting?
Yeah, I've always modeled my whole life also. I've loved to model. Yeah, it was a good question. Supportive friend, I like it. I've always loved modeling as well, but music will always be my number one thing. You know, it'll always be my passion, and there's nothing that I want to ever override my singing career, but I love to model. I do a lot of modeling jobs also, so yeah, for sure. It's really funny. Everyone always asks, like, oh, what's your, like, if you weren't a singer, what would you be doing right now? And I was like, honestly, Criminal Minds is my favorite show ever. I'd be part of the BAU in 2 seconds. Like, you have no idea. So my friends always make fun of me whenever I watch Criminal Minds with them. The episode will start, and I'm like, she did it like this day. That's what happened. And they're like, I can't watch anything with you. They're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, And I'm also in love with Matthew Gray Goobler, so.
You gotta go on Criminal Minds, girl. We
He's
gotta
the
get
one
her a
person I would
spot.
actually get married today if he asked me to marry him. So Matthew, if you're watching this, please like let a girl know. I always like I've made so many of my Instagram captions like tagging him, and I'm like, what's good? Like, hey, hi, like selfies and shit. And people are like, you need to relax. He's like 30 something, like he's almost 40 years old. I'm like, I don't care. He's fire. So that's it.
How I feel about Leonardo DiCaprio.
Really? Is that your crush?
Of course, but I'm married, girl. I'm way past those days.
Okay, yeah.
But
Feel you. I'm like exposed. Whoa.
thank you for being here so much. This has been so fun. Thank you for your great questions, guys.
Of course. Thank you guys so much.
And we'll look out for that video.